Hey everyone, in this video, I want to walk you through assignment 3, and more specifically, it's going to be this part that I've highlighted. I will create a series of video tutorials that I will then put in a playlist and then embed in the instructions so that you can follow along. And by the time we're done, we're going to have something created in Canva. And in this case, we will be using Athens State University as our brand example. And the reason behind all of this is that I want you to get familiar with one of the platforms that you could use to create marketing collaterals. And that's because in marketing, after we do all the studying behind the brand, there's going to be a graphic communication component, right? Typically, we're going to want to communicate whatever it is that this brand promises to its target audience. And so, in covering this tutorial working with Canva, then you will have the background information to start creating these awesome marketing collaterals, whatever that might be that we need to create. So, it could be a flyer, a brochure, whatever. Before we get to all that technical stuff, getting into Canva, let's talk about advertising a little bit and a few other concepts. So, as I put on here, advertising is more than a creative idea. It's the result of months of planning and strategizing. Advertising encapsulates a study of the product or service, the competition, and a target audience into an effective and coordinated business and creative strategy. So, think of it like an iceberg, right? So, you got this huge iceberg and it's floating in the water and you only see the top part of it. But then there's way more to it, right, that you don't see. So it's the same thing with marketing. The creative stuff that you see via ads and things of that nature, that's the top part. But behind that advertising idea is months of work, as I put on here. It's about having a purpose. It's about studying the brand and being familiar with the target audience and the competition so that we can create some kind of message so that we can communicate the brand promise to our target audience. And if you look at, so I'll refer to the ad agency project. If you look at the first assignment for this group project where you will be working with a brand, it's about research and it's about doing a SWOT analysis, looking at the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Because we don't want to just start creating something. We don't want to start, well, whatever. I think that was proper grammar. Yeah, we don't want to just start creating something just because, oh, we think it's a great idea. It needs to have a purpose behind it, right? We need to be able to say, yeah, we're doing this because this is what makes sense. And then the other part to that is brands have an identity, and this identity is established, it's enhanced when we're doing integrated marketing communications. That's enhanced some more because we keep it consistent. So let me put in this next idea. Advertising is more than a creative, oh shoot, that's not correct. My copy and paste didn't work. Okay, next idea. It is important that all pieces in an IMC, so integrated marketing communication creative series, have a consistent visual identity and send a consistent verbal message that is easily recognized as the tone or voice of the product or service. So it's about staying consistent. And one example I like to use is Coca Cola, right? When you think of Coca Cola, it's going to be red. And then another one would be Pepsi. Pepsi is blue, reflex blue. Well, maybe not reflex blue, but anyway, it's blue, right? And then for Athens State, well, that would be something like this, where The color is that bluish color. We have these accent colors. We use this kind of font, and we communicate this kind of message. It's how you finish, and then we use supporting images. And that's going to be the case for whatever brand it is that you work with. You'll want to stay consistent throughout your communications. So whether you're communicating this in an ad, or like a print ad, or in your social media posts, or in your website content, it's all going to look consistent and have the same voice. So same visual identity, same voice, same tone. Now here's an important concept though, the next one. This is not to say that ads should be repetitive. That would be boring if everything was the same, right? But they do need to have something that ties them together. So typically that's going to be the visual component, right? Again, the colors, when I talked about Coca-Cola, you'll want red in there because it won't make sense, or it'll be confusing to your consumers, your target audience who are used to that brand identity, if you create something like a Coke ad and use a different color. And then you also want to use the same layout, style, and all of that, because it would be also confusing if it just doesn't look like what your audience, your target audience, is used to seeing. And so, with all of that background information, in the next video and the next set of videos, we're going to create something for Athens State University, and we will keep all of these things in mind.